Hello everyone, this is Albert and I am going to go over the extra help with Medicare prescription drug plan cost application. This application can be found on the ssa.gov website, and here is what that website looks like. It'll say Social Security, the official website of the U.S. Social Security Administration. Extra help with Medicare prescription drug plan costs. Welcome. The Medicare prescription drug program gives you a choice of prescription plans that offer various types of coverage. You may be able to get extra help to pay for the monthly premiums, annual deductibles, and co-payments related to the Medicare prescription drug program. However, you must be enrolled in a Medicare prescription drug plan to get this extra help. What is this application? This is an application for extra help and does not enroll you in a Medicare prescription drug plan. You will have to enroll directly with an approved Medicare prescription drug provider for coverage. If you need information about Medicare prescription drug plans or how to enroll in a plan, call 1-800-MEDICARE. Or you can visit medicare.gov. So this is the beginning of the application. As you're scrolling, this is the next part. Who should complete this application for extra help with Medicare prescription drug plan costs? You should complete this application for extra help on the internet if you have Medicare Part A hospital insurance and or Medicare Part B medical insurance, and you live in one of the 50 states or the District of Columbia, and your combined savings, investments, and real estate are not worth more than $29,160 if you are married and living with your spouse, or $14,610 if you are not currently married or not living with your spouse. Parentheses, do not count your home. Do not count your vehicles, personal possessions, life insurance, burial plots, irrevocable burial contracts, irrevocable burial contracts, or back payments from Social Security or SSI. If you have more than those amounts, you may not qualify for extra help. However, you can still enroll in an approved Medicare prescription drug plan for coverage. There is an exception. Even if you meet these conditions, do not complete this application if you already have Medicare and Social Supplemental Security Income, otherwise known as SSI. Or if you have Medicare and Medicaid, because you automatically will get the extra help. Now, as you scroll down the ssa.gov website, it says, how can you get the extra help? To get extra help with Medicare prescription drug plan costs, you must complete and submit this application. We will review your application and send you a letter to let you know if you qualify for extra help. Note, to apply, you must live in one of the 50 states or the District of Columbia. If you need help completing this application, call Social Security toll-free at 1-800-772-1213. You also may be able to get help from your state with other Medicare costs under the Medicare savings programs. By completing this form, you will start your application process for a Medicare savings program. We will send information to your state, who will contact you to help you apply for a Medicare savings program unless you tell us not to when you complete the application. If you need information about Medicare savings programs, Medicare prescription drug plans, or how to enroll in a plan, call 1-800-MEDICARE or visit medicare.gov. Scrolling down, the next thing you're going to see is, what do you want to do? Apply now or return to an existing application? Not sure if you should do this? Find out if you qualify. At this point, you should already have a good idea if you qualify. So you click Apply Now, and this is what's going to pop up. This is the next page once you click Apply Now. So it's in bold yellow. You see the bold yellow? It says, do not use your browser's back button. To go back, select Previous at the bottom of the page. So now we're preparing to use this application. What information will you need? To determine if you could be eligible for extra help with prescription drug plan costs, Social Security needs information about you, your and your spouses, if married and living together, income and resources. Documents that may help you prepare include Social Security card, bank account statements, including checking, savings, certificates of deposit, IRA accounts, stocks, bonds, savings bonds, mutual funds, other investment statements, tax returns, payroll slips, and your most recent Social Security benefits award letters or statements from the RRB benefits, veteran benefits, pension, and annuities. If you do not have these documents, provide us with the best estimate so that we can tell whether you are likely to qualify for extra help with your prescription drug costs. This information is to help you complete the application. You will not have to submit these documents unless contacted by a Social Security representative. So if you continue to scroll, this is what's next. What if you need to stop and come back later? If you select apply now, you will get a re-entry number and you will fill in your name and address. If you choose to save and exit this application before it is complete, you may use your re-entry number at any time to come back. You will also be able to change your answers later. Can you edit the information? When you have completed the application, you will get a full summary of the application you entered. You can make changes if necessary prior to submitting. After you submit the application electronically, you will be able to print or save a receipt and your submitted application. How long can you work on each page? For security reasons, there are time limits on each page. You will receive a warning after 25 minutes, but you can extend your time on that page. After the third warning on a page, you must move to another page or your time will run out and all your work on that page will be lost. If you have turned JavaScript off in your browser, you will not receive these warnings, and after 30 minutes on a page, you must go to another page or your application session will end and your work on the last page will be lost. If you are unsure about how this application works, you can find more details on the following pages, how the online application works. As you know, if you click on any blue button, it's going to open up another page or information that's going to help you. Now, this is the next section. Okay, and it says, should you use this application? Extra help with Medicare prescription drug plans. Should you use this application? Not everyone will be able to use the online application. For extra help with Medicare prescription drug plan costs, you must answer a few questions to help determine if you should use this internet form. Anytime there is a link at the end of the question that says more info, you can follow that link to get help with that question. First question, are you assisting someone other than your spouse who lives with you with this application? Yes or no? So like in my case, I help Medicare beneficiaries fill this out all the time. I would click yes. If you are helping another person fill out this application, answer the following questions as if you were the person. Did you or your spouse, if married and living together, get an application in the mail from us? Yes or no? Do you or your spouse, if married and living together, have Medicare? Yes or no? Are you or your spouse, if married and living together, 64 years and 9 months old or older? Yes or no? Have you or your spouse, if married and living together, received Social Security disability benefits for 24 months? Disability benefits based on Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, or renal dialysis treatments or a kidney transplant? Yes or no? In which state do you and your spouse, if married and living together, live? So you're here, you would click on this button and you would go highlight the state you live in. What is your marital status? Click on the button, answer it. Do you have combined savings, investments, and real estate worth more than $29,160 if you are married and living with your spouse, or $14,610 if you are not married or living with your spouse? Include the things you own by yourself, with your spouse, or with someone else. Do not count your home. Do not count your vehicles, personal possessions, life insurance, burial plots, irrevocable burial contracts, or back payments from Social Security or SSI. No, not sure, or yes. So I'm only going to go over this first page. You would click next as you fill it out. What I'm doing now is I'm actually provided you the actual application if you had a paper copy. It is a total of 7 pages long. So if you're doing a paper version, please note right here where my cursor is in the example, there's a red star. Please place an X in the box. Do not fill in or use check marks in boxes. So it's telling you, draw in the box. The next example, use capital letters when entering answers, capital A, B, C, and D. So this is the first page of the application. Here's the second page, simple. Look at number 1, first name, last name, if you're a junior, senior, etc., application, Social Security number, and your date of birth. Number 2, if you are married and living with your spouse, please provide the following information as appears on your spouse's Social Security card. So same thing, first name, last name, date of birth, Social Security number. Number 3, If you are married and live with your spouse, do you have savings, investments, or real estate worth more than $26,860? If you are not married and you do not live with your spouse, is the value more than $13,440? Do not count your home, vehicles, personal possessions, life insurance, burial plots, irrevocable burial plots, or back payments from Social Security or SSI. So as you can see, socialsecurity.gov, they're very good at making sure you understand what you can and cannot have. Okay? So the first box, yes. If you place an X in the box, in the yes box, you are not eligible for extra help, but your state may be able to help you with your Medicare costs through their Medicare savings programs. To start the application process for Medicare savings programs, skip to page 6, sign the application, and return it to us. If you're not interested in Medicare savings programs, skip to question 15 on page 5. No or not sure. If you place an X in no or not sure box, complete the rest of this application and return it to us. So page 3. I'm going to go over this very briefly. Number 4, it's asking for enter below money amounts of all bank accounts, investments, or cash that you or your spouse, if married and living together, or both of you own. So look at the first one. Combined total of all bank accounts, checking, savings, and certificates of deposit. Look at the second one. Combined total of all stocks, bonds, savings bonds, mutual funds, IRA accounts, or other similar investments. And last but not least, any other cash at home or anywhere else. You're either going to put none or you're going to put the amounts in this third column. You're going to put each amount. Will some of the money from the sources listed in question 4 be used to pay for funeral or burial expenses? The answer is usually yes, but you decide if you're going to use any of the money that you have saved to use for burial. Yes or no. Other than your home or property on which it is located, do you or your spouse, if married and living together, own any real estate? Yes or no. Examples of other real estate are summer homes, rental properties, or undeveloped land you own, which is separate from your home. Number 7, for this question, a relative is someone related to you by blood, adoption, or marriage, but not including your spouse. How many relatives live with you and depend on you or your spouse for at least 1/2 of their financial support? Please do not include yourself or your spouse in the number you enter. If your household consists of only you and your spouse, place an X in the 0 box, place an X in only 1 box. So if you have people that are living with you, grandchildren, or people that depend on you, you're going to enter the number of dependents there are, 1, 2, or 3, or 4, and they have up to 9 listed here. Look at page 4, number 8. If your spouse, if married and living together, receive income from any of the sources listed below, you must answer the questions for both of you. So look at the first bullet. Social Security benefits before deduction. Total it up, and this is what you put here. Railroad retirement benefits. If you don't get anything, put none. VA benefits, veterans benefits before deduction. Enter the monthly amount or put none. Other pensions or annuities before deductions. Do not include money you received from any item you included in question 4. None or include the amount here. Other income not listed above, including alimony, net rental income, workers' comp, unemployment, private or state disability payments, none or enter your amount. Number 9, have any of the amounts you've included in question 8 decreased during the last 2 years? Yes or no. If you have worked in the last 2 years, you need to answer questions 10 through 14. If you are married and living with your spouse, and either of you has worked in the last 2 years, you need to answer question 10 through 14. Otherwise, skip to question 15. So most people that I come across in my experience aren't working anymore, and they haven't worked for 2 years. So most of them are going to, so for right now, I'm going to do what it says, skip to question 15. But again, if you worked in the last 2 years, you must go on to question 10 through 14. So let's move on to 15, the bottom of the page. Find it. Information about Medicare savings programs. You may be able to get help from your state with your Medicare costs under the Medicare savings programs. To start your application process for the Medicare savings programs, Social Security will send information from this form to your state unless you tell us not to. If you want to get help from your Medicare savings programs, do not complete this application. Just sign and date the application and your state will contact you. If you are not interested in filing in the Medicare for the Medicare savings program, place an X in the box below. Let's go on, page 6. So this is a statement you need to read. It says, important information, please read carefully. I or we understand that the Social Security Administration will check our statements and compare its records with records from federal, state, and local government agencies, including the IRS, to make sure the determination is correct. By submitting this application, I am authorizing Social Security Administration to obtain and disclose information related to my income, resources, and assets, foreign and domestic, consistent with application privacy laws. This application may include, but is not limited to, information about my or our wages, account balances, investments, benefits, and pensions. Unless we answer no to question 15, we are authorizing the Social Security Administration to disclose to the state the financial information listed above and other individually identifiable information from my file, such as our name, date of birth, gender, Social Security number, to start the application process for the Medicare savings programs. We declare under penalty of perjury that I have examined all the information on this form and it is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. Please complete Section A. If you cannot sign, a representative may sign for you. If someone assisted you, complete Section B as well. So your signature, the date, spouse's signature, date, phone number, mailing address, apartment number, city, state, and zip. If you change your mailing address within the last 3 months, place it next here. If you would prefer that we contact someone else, if we have additional questions, provide that person's name and a daytime number. Here you may want to list a son or daughter that helps you. First name, last name, and phone number. Section B. If someone assisted you, you place an X in the box that describes the person and provide the rest of the information requested below. So in my case, I usually put other specified and I put insurance agent. But it could be a family member, an attorney, an advocate, social worker, an agency, a friend. Print the first name, last name, phone number, my address, the zip, city, state, and zip. So it's important that they disclose who they are and write it down. It's okay to write it down. And now this is just a disclosure in the Privacy Act. All it says is that you can read it on your own because it's a lot. And so that, in a nutshell, is the Social Security Administration application for applying online. I went ahead and read the paper application with you to help you understand how the application works. I hope this helps you understand your rights and benefits if you meet their standards. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.